Today we're going to be taking a look at the War for Cybertron Siege Voyager Class Starscream. Starscream is based off his original Generation 1 Tetrajet mode from the pilot way back in 1984. I was going to post this on the anniversary of Generation 1 premiering as a cartoon, but life is pain and I completely forgot. Everyone says that Starscream's a shell former, but I'd like to remind you all that Impossible Toys exists.
Oh my goodness.
I like the fact they modernized this figure a lot to make it look more aerodynamic, because the original animation model, I couldn't picture that thing flying. I love the proportions of the figure, including the long exaggerated nose cone and the fact that the chest goes on the back is kind of an extra booster. However, that's where we get to our next point. This chest piece sucks. Let's move on to transformation and see how it looks. I don't think there's ever been a more ideologically perfect Starscream in a Tetrajet mode in existence. This thing is absolutely fantastic. The posability on the thing is ridiculous. Every single step of the transformation that I filmed today was not done with any wires or tricks or anything. The thing stood up completely on its own during the animation the whole time I was doing it without any problems with tipping over or making me have to restart. Anyways, let's take a look at articulation. Articulation includes head that can look up, down, left, and right, shoulders that can move all the way out and rotate 360 degrees, butterfly joints on the shoulders, double jointed elbows, wrist swivel, bicep swivel, waist swivel, universal hip joints for forwards, outwards, and backwards movement, double jointed knees, and universal ankle joints. I'd like to take a quick second to remind everybody here that they made a $30 Voyager Class Starscream with a Generation 1 Tetrajet mode from the first episode, with points of articulation that include butterfly joints, double jointed elbows, waist rotation, double jointed knees, and universal ankle joints. It's an achievement on these figures to have waist rotation on a Voyager Starscream, and they somehow gave this thing masterpiece levels of articulation on a $30 budget. This figure is absolutely perfect for a $30 budget. I don't think they could have done anything better. Except making a chest piece that doesn't suck. Anyway, Starscream is a figure with a fantastic amount of articulation. Both the Tetrajet mode and the robot mode are both next to flawless according to the G1 model. Yes, he's a shell former, but I've seen a lot worse than this. Let's move on to the pros and cons of owning a War for Cybertron Siege Starscream. The pros of owning Starscream are that he is a ridiculous amount of articulation for a Voyager class figure on a $30 budget. I also think the price that we're paying for him is by far worth every penny. Yes, there are other seeker molds that utilize this mold as well, but the problem with them is that they're either exclusives or $50 because they include 3 micromasters that nobody asked for. The cons of owning Siege Starscream are that the chest piece is extremely fragile and constantly falls off during transformation. This gets highly annoying, and you're gonna have to deal with it. He also is a little bit of a shell former, but that's a superficial complaint. A lot of the time you'll hear people call something a shell former, and they really just mean it's a figure that has to have parts that fold into something in order for it to exist. You know, it's kind of the same thing as people going and saying that the joints on something are hollow. Well, yeah, Jetfire's joints are quote-unquote hollow because the boosters have to fit inside the legs. That's how transformations work. That has been my review on the War for Cybertron Siege Starscream. A fantastic, posable, amazing figure on a completely reasonable price budget that most people will be able to afford. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next review.